Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Business Savvy Makeup Artist webinar series. I'm Jacqueline Menconi. I am a makeup artist in New Jersey, and I work primarily in television and in commercials. I also work with bridal clients, and I'm a custom blend specialist. Leigh?
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is actually our 19th episode. I cannot believe that.
Can't believe it.
Like I said, I'm Leigh Raeder and I am in Wisconsin, and I've been in the cosmetology industry for going on 23 years, and I am now a national educator, and my focus is the everyday woman, hair, makeup, whatever I can do to empower them. And I am so excited today to have Ginger Wong as our special guest. She is absolutely amazing. So we've wanted to have Ginger on here, so I'm so glad that she was able to join us. But Ginger actually is the president of Transformations Makeup Institute, and which provides makeup services for the everyday woman, bridal, and is also the makeup sponsor for KXTV Channel 10 in California. So Ginger actually provides makeup artistry training, beauty techniques, and is a business coach for salons as well as cosmetology schools. So thank you so much, Ginger, for being here with us.
Oh, thank you. And you guys are superstars, so believe me, I'm honored to be on the same broadcast that you are.
Oh, my God.
Well, you're too funny.
We can't wait to start kind of getting right into this. We started a couple minutes later, and we want to make sure that we end on time, so let's just get right into it.
Let's.
So our first question usually, Ginger, is it's usually the same for everybody. So I'm just going to ask you, how did you get into the beauty industry? Like, what was your process? Did you always know you were going to be an artist? Like, how did you get here?
Well, I always loved makeup because of actually the transformations that it makes in our own looks and in other women's looks. So I love that artistry part of it. I went about 8 years ago to go get professional training in San Francisco, actually by a very multi-million-dollar company. The training was not good. It wasn't hands-on. And I came back to Sacramento and said, I think I can do better. And somebody actually said to me, you think that you can create makeup training for makeup artists that is better than a multi-million-dollar company? And I said, absolutely, because I know as a student how I would have wanted to have been taught. And a lot of it is hands-on education. It has to be hands-on, hands-on, hands-on. So I started in that way. Now, as I got going in that, I noticed that, we're not Los Angeles. We're Sacramento, California. So where your income's going to be coming in from makeup, the movie industry is not here, for one thing. So I wanted to create a system I wanted to create a system where the makeup artists could earn a living by selling the products that they use instead of diverting the business to a company like MAC. Because as you know, for makeup artists, it's our artistry that makes our clients want to use what we use. So they're using all of our education, our skills, our dedication, but when it comes to purchasing the products we use, we send them somewhere else. And so I wanted to create a company that would pay the makeup artist. I actually went to Las Vegas for a 2-day seminar to learn how to put a business online, pay commissions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What I found out, and they were the biggest people in the online marketing businesses there, that it would probably have cost me $500,000 to $1 million to create a business like that, because there's all kinds of laws that you have to adhere to. So you have to have X amount in inventory. And it just goes on and on. I came back to Sacramento, and I said, I've heard about a company called Motive, and I need to find somebody that I can talk to. It was hard to find somebody. But actually, I found, I was lucky enough to find a really great beauty advisor called Dexy Tao, who I think now, looking back on it, I was probably the easiest sign-up of the century, because I said, I want to sign up. She explained everything to me, and I said, where do I sign? And that's what I did, because I had already checked out what the business is like.
Cool.
Wow. And so I love that you mentioned that you wanted to have a school where they taught more, you know, hands-on and just how to be more profitable as a makeup artist, and that you were so determined that you're like, I'm just going to do it because there is nothing like that at this point. So I love that. Wow, you're such a driven, like, powerful woman to just go about doing that. So that's sort of how the makeup school at that point started?
It did, because what I have found is that if you take a project and do it little by little, in other words, small bites at a time, it may seem unattainable or completely outside your comfort zone, but something becomes your comfort zone when you do your homework.
Mm.
And then, you know, you get small achievements, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you've accomplished what you set out to accomplish. I'm not saying it's easy, but we can all, if we believe we can do it, we can do it. And that's how I did it.
You see, that's really interesting that you say that, and I want to revisit what you just said in a minute. But I'm so curious to know, Ginger, you said 8 years ago.
Right.
Okay, so that's great. What were you doing before 8 years ago? Like, how did you, like, were you a makeup artist? What were you in a completely different field? Like, where were you before 8 years? 8 years ago?
You know, I've always been self-employed. You know, way back when I was a flight attendant for a couple of major airlines, and that taught me a lot about being independent. It taught me a lot about customer service. Because back in the day, the airlines really taught you how to do exquisite customer service. So I find that a zillion years later, I'm still using that training. Mm. And bottom line, training about customer service is, it's not about you, it's about the client. And if I had to say that 10 times in a row, it's not about us, it's about the client.
That, you know what, I love that you're saying that about customer service too. It throughout all of these online professional makeup artistry groups that you know we're all a part of. There are a bunch of them on Facebook. You know, Glossable Pro is one that comes to mind with Sonia Roselli. She always says, where did the customer service go? Especially, and she brings up actually sometimes the old way of the airlines doing things and having such stellar customers. Yes. So it's funny that you actually specified that. Leigh, what was the next question that you had? I just wanted to say that because I thought that was a funny connection there.
You know, Jax, but I realized that I kind of got off track in a way, and I wanted to finish that answer if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
I began at a really young age. Started in real estate, and that actually was by doing it because I lived in Europe for 5 years, where my ex-husband played basketball for foreign countries. And then when we came back, we needed to find a place to live. So I figured out that what I would have to pay in rent, let me look around to buying something. And we ended up buying real estate. It turned out to be such a good investment that we did it over and over again. So that's how I got experience in business. And again, it's all about really listening to people. Mm-hmm. Even if you're the purchaser, it's about listening to people you're doing business with, because it's just a good experience to do business. You have to be really aware, pay attention, be smart, and do your homework.
Yeah, do your homework is key here. Very key, for sure. Leigh, what was the next question that you had?
Well, I'm like, wow. I mean, you're so entrepreneurial, and so from the real estate part of it, you were like, I've just always wanted to be a makeup artist, and that at that point, that's when you decided to go to school.
I've always been interested in makeup, probably ever since the age of 14. And we all go through an awkward stage at some early age. And I had an experience where the most popular guy, I don't even know if I should be talking about this, but anyway, it's my true experience. When I was 14, there was the football player, the most popular guy in school, et cetera, made a comment, and it wasn't a nice comment to me. Okay, so then I determined, let me see what I can do to learn how to put makeup on, to dress better, et cetera. And with that typical scenario that you think you get your revenge, because I saw him a couple of years later and I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Hi, remember me?" And he looked up and down, about had a heart attack, and he said, "No." I said, "Well, I'm Ginger Wong, and you made a comment to me at the locker." And he said, "No, I didn't." So anyway, sometimes these real small incidences kind of shape your life.
Yeah.
And so, but I've always been interested in makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny because it's true. You don't realize all the time, where you are in your life now is a direct relation to where you've come from, right? And where you've come from, it could be like where you were at when you were 6 years old. It could have, like where you are now, the mindset that you have now, could be all stemmed from your 6-year-old mind. Or your 14-year-old mind, or whatever it is.
That's right.
Well, how that's true. So, oh my gosh, like, what is our next question for you? I just have so many questions.
And I actually really think from that incident, I realized how people's perception of you was probably pretty important. It shouldn't define you, but people's perception of you can make or break what you're going for. So if that's going to be the case, you have to be aware of that. In other words, it kind of goes along with fake it till you make it. And you have to present what you're going after. So if you want to be successful in business, you have to look successful. If you want to be in the beauty industry, you have to be a good representative of the beauty industry. So it taught me a lot.
Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Sure.
It's, you have to have a certain posture about you, right?
Exactly.
You have to be the leading expert. People that are coming to you for whatever you are offering, right? So you have to be the expert. So,
And a lot of times, Jack, we're half a step ahead of our clients sometimes. But the most important thing is always to be learning, observing, looking, talking to people. I can't stress enough how important it is. It's really about other people. If we just focus, like we go and give a lot of makeup demos at all the cosmetology schools. Now, when we did our first one ever, I was really nervous, but I wrote out a script with bullet points. And what I quickly realized was, again, it's not about me, it's about them. And whenever I would forget something or get really nervous, I would turn to the audience and make it about them. So I might lose my train of thought for a minute, and I would go,
oh no, did we just lose her audio?
Yeah.
No, I can't hear you. What just happened?
I don't know what happened.
Well, the call's still going. Really? Yeah. You guys can't hear me? I can hear you. I can
Oh,
hear
wait,
you.
we can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, it's all Kathy's fault. I think because blame me.
Okay, you guys, the viewers don't know this right now, but guess who is with Ginger right now? Jessie Jewell, makeup artist extraordinaire, Jessie Jewell. Yeah, we see you, who we interviewed a couple weeks ago. Hi, Jessie.
Yeah, the beautiful Jessie Jewell.
Wait a minute, there she is.
There we go. Hey.
Aww.
You know what? Having Jessie here, I have to mention another thought comes into my mind. It's all about teamwork. It's all about teamwork. It's all about having somebody, you know, to cover your back. But seriously, what it's about is we all need to be inspired. We all need to be backed up. We all need that person that we can go to that has the same interests we do and that is there with us on the ups and downs. And, you know, there's so many things that we've been through together because actually we've been together about 8 years. So she was about 5. But, you know, our first body painting competition, we had just taken advanced education in Florida for body painting. We'd never done it in our lives. After we took the education, I came back, heard about this competition, and I turned to Jessie, my partner in crime, and I said, "You think we could body paint?" And she turned to me, whether she thought we could or not, and said, "Yeah, why not?" This is what I mean about you can do anything you set your mind to do if you can believe it, and then you get in it. So we did it, and we won the competition. We won it the next year, too. And then the third year, we didn't compete. But it's little by little. And this competition wasn't about body paint. It wasn't, they said hair, makeup, and fashion. But I always want to go that step beyond. Why just do regular makeup like everybody's going to do? We're going to do body paint. So we came out in their competition, and we had naked models, but they were body paint. So, you know, it was different. And so I always that's just my philosophy because that's what inspires me. The next thing we would like to do, we're going to get advanced education in this, is black light makeup, but it's just using makeup that is reflective in black light. It's about the technique to bring out the design. So, for example, if you're doing a skeleton, if you want to make the shirt pop out beyond the bones in the skeleton, how do you do that? So you really have to know the technique, what to make jump forward, what to make the shade, and also what makeup to use so that the makeup looks good without the black light on it too, so that you can surprise the audience. So we're really looking forward to doing that too.
Well, so
Wow.
I understood what you said, but I don't know if there's still a little bit of an audio glitch happening. Leigh, are you hearing that?
Yeah, it's a little muffled, but
Yeah, it's
you were talking to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. She was just talking about doing makeup with a black light. Is that what you said, Ginger?
Well, it's using a black light, but you have to use pencil makeup. And you can, it's black light makeup. But you can also do a combination of regular makeup and black light makeup. It glows in the dark, in other words. But there's really a technique to doing it design. So we're going to be taking about 8 days of education course in May.
In May. Cool.
Okay.
All right. We have to figure out a way to make this audio a little bit better, I think. I'm not sure what because we can still hear you, Ginger, but it sounds like you're like almost like you're covering the microphone part. Where's the microphone?
And okay, so how does it sound now?
Much better.
That's better.
Okay, it was Jessie's fault. No, just kidding. No, your phone was right in the front of this camera. Okay, so let's. Okay, so here. So you can hear me now?
So much better.
Yes.
I told you it's definitely wrong here. I'll be quiet.
So I would love to go back to the idea of teamwork and being able to lean on people because, you know, there are a few things that you said that I'd really like to kind of reiterate or have you reiterate or expand on if you don't mind. The example of teamwork, because I think that's so important. You know, some people don't realize that we all, no matter what level of success we may or may not be achieving at this point or will achieve in the future, nobody gets to any level of success by themselves. It's literally impossible. You can have all the drive in the world, but if you don't surround yourself with the right people and the right team, you know, you're out of luck. So, Ginger, if there's anything that you'd like to add to that or expand on that, or, you know, we'd love to hear from you.
Well, I actually would, because it's a big life lesson that I've learned in this particular business. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty independent, as you can see, and I used to like to have all the control. I mean, I wouldn't admit to that. I didn't know that. But I was so used to working independently that I had all the control. But this business taught me exactly what you just said, Jack, that you cannot have the success that is possible without a team behind you. And we can be our own worst enemy, because this has been a huge learning curve for me in this business. I mean, I thought I knew I thought I knew everything. I mean, I just put it in that one sentence. I knew nothing compared to all these people that I've met in this business, all the contributions, all their talents, all their generosity in working together with me as a team, and actually putting up with me, I have to say. So, Jackie, I hope you hear this. Jackie Cow is back around. I'm asking her to forgive me. Well, I was a handful. That's all I can say. No, but it's absolutely teamwork. And you know what? Really, life is about teamwork. So it makes you a better person. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, there's only so many hours in a day, right? So we kind of have to leverage ourselves. Exactly. So, you know, if the three of us are working together and, you know, we each work 8 hours, like we're each collectively working. It's not just 8 hours. I'm working 8 hours, Leigh's working 8 hours, Ginger's working 8 hours. So we're all working those hours, and it's not just one person. So, you know, we have to be able to leverage our time and work smarter and not harder, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Leigh, do you have a question ready to go? Because if not, I kind of do.
Go ahead.
So Ginger, you mentioned.
No, don't do anything.
Jesse, gosh, we're talking to Ginger.
You had your turn.
Jesse, you had your turn.
No, you know what she's saying, but we won't go into that. But we can't see my face because the control panel is blocking my face. Oh. But when she tried to click that off, it blocked your faces, so I'm fine. I don't need to see my face.
Okay. Well, we can see you, so don't worry. So Ginger, my question to you.
So how do I look?
Oh, you look gorgeous. Hello.
Good.
So my question to you is, at the beginning of the interview, you kind of right off the bat mentioned motives. So a lot of people that are watching the recording of this, because this now lives on YouTube and it will in an hour, or the people that are tuning in live, depending on where they're from or how they got here to be watching us tonight, they might not know what you're talking about. So if you could kind of regroup and talk a little bit about what is motives, what are you talking about, what is the importance that you feel that retailing offers a makeup artist and stuff like that? If you can just kind of touch on that.
Well, it's Motive Cosmetics by Lauren Reidinger, and it's a fantastic opportunity to be an entrepreneur and use your skills that you already have to create a huge career for yourself and business. That's what because otherwise you're doing service after service and you're hustling after service, and that's all you get paid for, that service. But imagine with that client that you have, using Motive Cosmetics and having that client come back again and again and again, but we're not doing the work. Because with this business, we're given, really, I'm not joking, you're given a $50,000 business for a couple $100 basically, and you're all set to go in business. I've been in business for myself. I tried to, I had a private label makeup line. I spent $15,000 to $20,000 on this private label makeup line. Now that was just for the product. That doesn't count the website that I had to spend on, the website developer, the shopping cart. And listen, Motive Cosmetics has a Facebook following, the last time I checked, of about over 2 million. Now, so the solo entrepreneur, when you're not with a company like Motive Cosmetics, you're all by yourself. You're totally by yourself. So we're trying to generate interest in our company, but I couldn't generate 2 million people, in 30 years.
Right.
And they have that same following on Instagram. And in fact, I think I read that Motive Cosmetics has more social media following than the top 10 makeup companies I know for sure in the United States, that might be worldwide. Because we have more than the huge companies. What does that mean for us? We don't have to spend as much time as if you're by yourself trying to get people to know who Motive is. They have 2 million people on Instagram.
Right.
They're on every international magazine. I mean, Jennifer Lopez uses it, Eva Longoria, celebrity after celebrity. So we're very well known. So it's a dream business.
Yeah, and I know
now, do you have to work? Yes.
Of course. Leigh and I have mentioned this quite a few times, of course, in the past, that the quality behind the company is so incredible. Looks like we lost video feed on Ginger for a sec. Oh, she's back.
Oh, there we are.
We got you back. But the quality is professional quality. And it's not like, what you would get at CVS or what you would even get, quite honestly, at most higher-end cosmetic stores. It's more than that. Although
absolutely.
Although it is of the lower price range. So that's, for a professional, it's like getting Chanel quality or better at like MAC prices. So that's
no, absolutely.
Yeah. But if you can also touch, yeah. So go ahead.
I wouldn't have wanted to partner with Motive Cosmetics if it didn't have the professional quality it does. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes people want to know, really, what is the definition of professional quality? What I would say about it is what you see, for example, with a color payoff of all the eyeshadows, for example. You can go and buy something less expensive. You put it on, a half an hour later, the color is not the same, or it fades. I sample other cosmetics on my hand all the time, just so I know what's going on. You put Motives on, you can't get it off. No, I'm just kidding. But the color is what the color is in the palette. And then, no, sometimes you can't get it off. You can't get that eyeliner off that's waterproof or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's not fun.
No, because it's so fantastic. Our products are what we promote them as. And so, therefore, it gives me 100% confidence that I'm carrying the best. I'm using the best, I'm promoting the best, and I'm presenting the best to all my clients out there. I mean, what's the point of going through all this work using our education and artistry and to have an inferior product? We don't with Motives Cosmetics. We have the best. So we don't have to worry about that. Just go out there and do your thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. And I love the fact that you mentioned all about when you had your own makeup line, you had to, you know, invest all that money for the product. And, you know, I actually kind of went through that when I owned my salon. We went with like a private label and thought, oh, we'll just make our own brand. And if there is no branding there, the marketing that you have to do to get product recognition, I mean, that would have cost so much money alone. You know,
rightly, and time.
Exactly.
And effort.
Exactly.
And I mean, you know, not only that is the professional quality of the product, but I am so happy that I became a beauty advisor with Motives, because the education, the backing that all the distributors get is unbelievable. There's education of every level available to you. There's support in your business. I mean, it's constant. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't become a success, really, it's nobody's fault but your own. Because Motives Cosmetics Market America has it out there for you. You just have to access it, and you just have to know that's what you want, that's what you're going to do, and you just have to go out there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agree.
So you mentioned a little bit about, you know, once you came back from Las Vegas, you had heard about this, you know, high quality makeup. So the quality, like you said, is absolutely amazing. But you did mention a little bit about the business side of things. So what intrigued you about that when it came to Motives Cosmetics, the business side?
Well, Motives Cosmetics was already doing what I had in mind, which is to create a system that the artists themselves could earn additional income, but not only additional, it's a stream of income. Because, you know, say for example in a salon, you might sell some cosmetics to a client in the salon, but they may not come in for another 6 weeks, couple months. But then they can go on your website, because now they're your preferred customer, and they can order from your website. So really, you service them once sometimes, and you get continual income for possibly the rest of your life. Yeah. So that's what I like about it. You give them good service, but you're not always working 24/7. If you were not with a company like Motives Cosmetics or Market America, you're only earning what you're doing right at that moment. You're trading time for money. You really are. And you know what? All of a sudden, we're a slave to those services and those appointments, and you know, we want to do other things in our life.
Yeah, I agreed. And you know, it's funny how everything, in my mind anyway, everything kind of always reverts back to offering the best possible customer service, right? Because we are, as professionals in the beauty industry, it's a luxury industry. You know, lipstick and blush and makeup application professionally done is not a God-given right. It's a luxury. It's not a necessity. People don't need it. I mean, I need it, but people don't need it, you know?
I do too.
You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is that we are selling, regardless if we're retailing, actually physically selling a product, or selling ourselves, selling our services, we're selling a luxury product or a service. So to have the backing of like actual luxury services and luxury products to offer our clients.
We have the best product, hands down.
I mean, bar none. Yeah, I mean, we absolutely do.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to where are your goals, right? Where are your business goals? Where are you now? Where do you want to be? And how can you get there from here to there in like a year's time or less? Well, guess what? If you're not offering exclusive luxury services,
Right.
which I'd love for maybe Leigh to ask you a little bit more of the exclusivity part of it. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Because if you have MAC, and there's nothing wrong with MAC. I'm just saying that as you know, everybody knows that name. If you have any like MAC, Revlon, or Lauder, or Makeup Forever, all great, all great companies. But if you have these products in your kit,
you're sending business to them.
You're sending business away. You're
using
yourself.
Your artistic skills with your product, and they just, your client thinks it's the product too. Mm-hmm. So you do a great job, and I'm sure Max appreciates it, Lauder appreciates it. They all appreciate it because it's a $1 billion business, and you didn't earn any part of that.
Right.
So with Modus Cosmetics, you earn an additional stream of income, and a huge amount of income from. That's what this company allows you to do. It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And even mentioning going back to
also when you say, Jack, that it's a luxury and not a God-given right. This product of ours, okay?
Yeah.
With Modus. Well, what I also look at that I have an opportunity to do, and Miss Leigh there winning these competitions, oh my God, makes me tired to think about all these makeovers that she gets. But
I know,
anyway,
Leigh's on fire. She's winning everything.
I know, huh? I think you need to retire a year so give us a chance. No, but really what I think that Leigh's doing is, it's the fantastic product, which we all say, which is important, but she's giving her clients, and we all are, the experience of attention,
yep,
of care, of empowerment, of friendship, because that's what they're coming in for, too, just as much as our great cosmetics. In fact, sometimes they don't even need another blush or another eyeshadow, but they love us so much, and we're having so much fun, and they come in to see us, really. So I mean, to me, yeah, for Leigh to win with so many makeovers and stuff, I really think that they're also coming to see her, us, all of us.
Definitely. Leigh, what were you going to ask?
Well, I just want to say, I think we're at a point this day and age where women, like the everyday woman, is like, I want to know, what can I do? I'm tired of seeing this heavy contouring and all this Photoshop and filters. Right. What can I do with still looking natural? I don't want to necessarily, wear a lot. So they are looking for that person to say, someone who knows, like, these colors look good on you. You can wear this foundation. It doesn't have to look heavy. I mean, they're wanting that, but it does go hand in hand with, these women are busy. They've got, crazy lives and schedules. And for them to be able to come, and sit down in your chair and just let them kind of relax and show them, let's do something that you can do 10 minutes in the morning, that's what they're wanting right now. And then when you do that, they're like, okay, I want to recreate this at home. I want to get everything you used on me because my skin feels amazing. I can feel the quality. I can't believe it doesn't cost, an arm and a leg.
Right.
So it just sort of organically happens that way. But what I was going to say earlier is when you mentioned the website and how, Modus Cosmetics gives all the people that we choose to work with a website, is the company is the one who's actually packing those boxes and drop shipping that out right to your customer. And that in itself, the fact that they give you the state-of-the-art website with all these different amazing tools on it, and then, oh, by the way, don't worry, we'll take care of the orders, we'll ship it to them.
That's unbelievable.
And we'll just, and like you said, no matter where they live, it doesn't matter. Once they're your customer, they're your customer.
That's
so getting more into, yeah, it really is. But we kind of want to talk, because I know you go into the schools and you do things like that. But one of the things that you do that Jacqueline and I also do is our custom blend line. So do you want to just share with the viewers, what Custom Blend has done for your business and the exclusive, how it's exclusive, and, just tell us about it.
Well, Custom Blend, it's a unique concept to a lot of people. And then also to our business people that we approach, like salons, it's such a huge stream of income. But the point is with that product too is once you satisfy your one customer and they have a good experience, and listen, you might take an hour with that first appointment, all right? But then after that, you have their formula. They have to come back to you for it, and they want to come back to you for it, and there you go. So you're really developing a stream of income that costs you very little time, has the hugest profit margin of probably between 2 to 300%, and it makes you unique among anybody else. And it's also pampering of the client too, and they love that. With all the benefits that you can add in there too. And then let's our artistic side.
It is fun.
Wonderful product. Yes.
It is a lot of fun. And it's interesting, guys, because we do offer not only luxury services but luxury products. But I just want to make sure that everybody that's watching who really has had no experience with our products before, it's at affordable prices. So
it's so affordable.
So these. I said before, luxury services and luxury products aren't God-given rights. And that's just an obvious statement. That's just a true statement. But that doesn't mean that nobody can get it. That just means it's not food, water, and shelter. So, we need other things. So it's really wonderful. It's a beautiful thing and a beautiful feeling and something that is so it's like a positive burst of light and energy in your life that you can offer the average woman, right? You can anyone from the average woman to the extremely above average, CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company woman, something uniquely for them that they need only with their name on it that no one else on the planet will have because you actually created it just for them. So I think it's very interesting.
And that's so true, and it makes them feel so special. Mm-hmm. And it's a combination of that beautiful customer service and that product that is just made just for them. You can't beat it.
Right.
You just have to let them know we have it.
Right.
And they deserve to have it.
Right. Yeah, they do. I agree.
It's so much fun. So much fun. You can, and I don't know if, we didn't really cover this, but just so everybody knows that's watching, we pretty much can make anything for our customers. Like when we say custom blend, it's right actually behind me. We have different toners that we can put into, neutralize unwanted tones. We can make, BB creams, sheer moisture plus tint. We can do up to all the way to full coverage, control the finish. We can control what skincare additives we put in. We can pretty much control everything about the foundation, but we can also make blushes, bronzers, eyeshadows, lip stains. Being creative like we are, most makeup artists are creative. To be able to have fun and do that, and I find that most women, when they come to see me, they're like, I cannot find a foundation I like. I can't. I either find the right color, but then I don't like what it does to my skin or the finish or whatever. Right. So to be able to say to them, I'm going to customize something that is going to be just for you. I'm going to ask you some questions to get to that point. We're going to test the color. I'm going to perfect it. And they're like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome, because they're never stuck with something that isn't going to be for them.
Exactly.
Is powerful.
And it was made perfectly for them. So I agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So I wanted to just take a moment to let and all of the viewers that are tuning in live, in case you didn't already know, you got to start typing your questions in for Ginger or for Leigh or for myself right now, so that if we do have time at the end, we will be able to answer your questions. So please go ahead and type anything that you have. Go ahead and type it in.
Yes, and Jacqueline will answer them.
So okay, so up next then, Leigh, do you have your next question, or do you want
go for it?
Okay. So oh gosh, I just, I always come back to the importance of retailing. And I know that we've already covered it a few times, but it's just like, I feel like if you just hear it a few separate ways, a few different ways,
right,
it kind of puts it into perspective for you.
Right.
So Ginger, if you would,
yes,
can you just go over how somebody is selling product even if they're not selling product?
Well, that's an interesting question, because interestingly enough, I didn't start out, wanting to sell all the time.
Right.
But what I found is, first of all, you have to be a product of the product, all right? So we need to use the product, we need to learn how to use it, and that draws a lot of business to it. And then, again, we have to be about other people. If they have a lipstick on, we compliment them. Or they compliment us, and then we can tell them, out of our product line. You just have to pick up on it. You just have to be aware to be able to retail. Now, retailing also brings everything else to you, because if somebody likes the product, they begin to use the product, then they may be more interested in joining you on this adventure of having this career and business opportunity. So you just share what you do, you share what you love, and the retailing will come. But you have to be on the ball. There's all kinds of clues 24/7 when you're walking around. You just have to be on the ball to pick them up, talk to people, say hi, compliment them, and so many conversations and potential relationships are developed that way. I really have a philosophy, and always have: give first. What can you give? And give without really demanding something back. Hey, if something comes, fine. If not, we're in business, but just give, and it'll come back. It's a matter of percentages.
I love that.
I agree. That that's how I know that's how Leigh lives, for sure, because she's so incredibly giving. I know that's how I live also. I mean, I feel like just being a part of this community, right, with Motives and Market America, which is the parent company of Motives, if we haven't already said that today. There's so much personal development and personal growth within the company just by going and meeting so many people and networking. By the way, if you're a makeup artist and you are a part of this community, let me tell you, you just got yourself connected to hundreds of thousands of potential literally in-person clients that are getting married soon and that need your services on their wedding day, and they didn't know a makeup artist before, meeting you somehow through the company. Or, I just personally scored a key makeup artist role for a television show that's brand new through another Motives beauty advisor who was offered the position, but she's already on another show, so she gave it to me. So, I would have never had this opportunity if it weren't for this community. So it's just amazing.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it's so powerful.
It's powerful. and the fact that you can lock arms with other people and just ask whatever question you want, because even like all three of us, we all are in very different parts of the industry, and I think that's just awesome. I really love what you're doing, Ginger. I just admire you and going into the schools, and you know, I think just kind of, I know we're running low on time, but what I want to know is, because you go into schools and you talk with the students and you do demos, I think there might be some people on here watching that maybe are newer to the industry. You know, what advice do you give makeup artists that are just starting out as far as, you know, how to build their clientele, or how, like, what should they do when they're first starting out?
Well, offer your services. You know, develop a relationship with people and offer them a quick eye look, or show them how to highlight and contour. You know, you have to be aware and relate to who's in front of you. So maybe you could do her brows real quick. So give something. That's what I have to say. You know, if you're starting out in the industry, don't think everybody's going to come to you and all you have to do is stand there. You have to be proactive. You have to do your homework. You have to know your product. You have to smile. You have to be nice to people. But this business of making money is not going to come to you. You have to be proactive. Yeah. That's what I would say. And you know what? It is all about retailing. But you can say that retailing actually is educating your client so that you can have with the information that you give them, they can look the best that they can look. That's what I consider it really more than retailing, is educate your client.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I think that's important, because we see so many people walking down the street, you know, with maybe not the most optimal choice of application technique on their face, because you know what? Nobody ever taught them. You know, nobody ever taught them, or maybe they were looking at YouTube tutorials and the person on the YouTube tutorial is not a makeup artist. They're just somebody who does their own makeup very well. So now they're teaching people how to do their makeup, which is a completely different face. You know, I would do my makeup differently than I would do your makeup, Ginger. We have different faces.
Right.
So, yeah, you have to educate.
Well, you know what I found? You know what I found, too? A client taught me a lesson. You know, she was in her 80s, and she said she wanted something simple. But I think I was kind of thinking, oh, well, you have to have this, and this, because that's what I do, right? Mm-hmm. And at that moment, I wasn't listening to my client enough. I sat her down in front of these thousands of products, and I freaked her out. I mean, she wanted something simple, and she really did teach me something, to listen more closely. Mm-hmm. And if they say that they only have a few minutes to do their makeup, they only have a few minutes to do their makeup. So when she kind of acted like she was freaked out, and I woke up and I just said, okay, let me do this. And I put some of our cream foundation on her, you know, just use our foundation brush, boom. And then she goes, beautiful, that's what I want. I go, wait a minute, I can't let you leave without putting this new blush on you. I think it was called, what is that blush called? Passion? Poppy Passion. Oh,
I love that.
I applied that very lightly, and she bought that too.
Yeah.
Listen to your client, what they want, not what we want.
Yep. So important. So important. Because you have to build that client, you have to build that trust, you have to build that relationship. And how are you going to do that when you're not listening?
Yeah, you're making it about yourself, so let's make it about them.
Yeah, it's all about them. It's all about them. Mm-hmm. So we literally have one more minute before, and it's actually 10 o'clock right now. Okay, so let's just, if there's one more thing that we could, talk about real quick. I don't know, Leigh, what do you think? Do we do this, or do we just have to end it and hopefully have Ginger on another time? What do we do?
I think, if Ginger just wants to maybe just touch really quickly on, how you said you'd like to get inspired and continue to get education, about how important that is for industry professionals to be constantly, feeding their mind and getting out there.
Well, what I love about Market America Motors Cosmetics is that they're constantly educating you, and there's all that opportunity. Now, the reason that it's so critical is the beauty industry, it's the fashion industry, and there's trends and everything. There's new products all the time, and you need to know how to use the latest products. So you need to learn color theory. You need to learn application techniques. You need to learn the everyday woman, and that's our job, is to teach her how to use the newest, the greatest, the latest, and what colors to choose, because we're all trained in that. We're trained in color theory and application techniques. But, we need to feel inspired as much in order to inspire our clients. And so I'm always open to learning, or I said, Lord, I'm just inspired to be exposed to as many things as I can, and I like to partake of as much as I can. Sure, sometimes I get tired, but, that's when I get my jammies and go watch Netflix. But other than that.
I love that.
Oh, gosh. Well, thank you so much,
it.
Ginger. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much coming on. Jesse in the background, thank you for helping.
Yes, thank you so much. And make sure you put up all of our...
I have a slow connection on my side right now. It's like everything is going slow-mo.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so if anybody is interested in finding out more about Motives Cosmetics, you can either reach out to Ginger, Jacqueline, or Jesse, or myself.
You guys, honestly, sincerely mean, very honored to be talking to you guys. Thank you so much.
We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
And if for some reason you missed the end of what Leigh said, she just said that if you have any, if you want to learn more about Motives, or you have any questions for us, feel free to reach out to us on social media. But also reach out to whoever referred you to watch this video and get your questions answered. We talked about education and being a business person and doing your homework a bunch of times tonight. And so that cannot be stressed enough. Do your homework. All right, so thanks so much. We're going to keep on doing these videos. Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Okay. You too.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.